All right, let's just jump right in. Think about it. You turn on the tap and water comes out. Simple, right? It's probably one of the most basic, reliable things in modern life. But what if it wasn't? See, today we're going to dig into a really fundamental shift that's happening in our relationship with our most essential resource. We're talking about a growing movement toward water independence.
No, I mean, really, pause and think about that for a second. What if one day you went to the sink, turned that handle, and just nothing? It's a pretty jarring thought, isn't it? And that very question, that's the thing that's sitting right at the heart of why so many people are starting to look for alternatives to the systems we've all just trusted for generations.
Because, you see, the truth is, that system we all depend on, it's facing some pretty massive challenges. We're talking about these hidden vulnerabilities that honestly aren't so hidden anymore, and they're putting our most vital resource at risk.
And this really gets to the heart of the problem, right? It's the promise versus the reality. The promise of the last century was simple: clean, constant water for everybody, always on. But the reality we're living in now, well, it's a system that's literally buckling under the pressure of crumbling pipes and a climate that's completely rewriting all the rules we thought we knew.
So when you really break it down, the problem is kind of simple, but it's massive. You've got these two huge forces hitting us at the exact same time. First, you've got aging infrastructure. I'm talking pipes and treatment plants that are way, way past their expiration date. Then, at the same time, you've got climate change throwing everything it's got at us. Historic droughts one minute, crazy floods the next. And all of that just puts an incredible strain on the water supply itself. So what happens when a system is under that much pressure? Well, the cost to maintain it, to fix it, just to keep the water flowing in this new reality, it goes up a lot. And guess who foots that bill? Yep, it gets passed directly to us. And suddenly, a basic human need starts to feel like a pretty heavy financial burden. And that is exactly what's been happening. I mean, this simple arrow says it all, doesn't it? The price of water from the city is on a steady and, in a lot of places, a really steep upward climb. Look, fixing those old pipes and trying to adapt to a wilder climate is just incredibly expensive. And that reality, we're all seeing it in our monthly water bills. And this right here, this is a crucial turning point. For a whole lot of people, finding another way to get water isn't just some cool back to the land idea anymore. It's becoming, and I'm quoting here, an economic imperative. It's simple math, really. When the cost of staying connected to the grid gets too high, people naturally start looking for an escape hatch. And that brings us to the big response. Faced with a system they can't always trust and bills that keep going up, a real movement for water independence is starting to take shape. You've probably heard the term. It's all about going off-grid. So what does that actually mean, to be off-grid for water? Well, at its core, it's a pretty simple idea. Whether you're doing it with rainwater collection or digging a well or using some other tech, it means you are in control. You source the water, you store it, and you manage it, all on your own, completely independent from that big, strained city system. But here's the thing. As powerful as the money angle is, it really doesn't tell the whole story. Not even close. This desire for water independence, it runs way deeper than just dollars and cents. It's tapping into some really fundamental human drives. And it really boils down to these two powerful ideas. First up, you've got personal freedom, right? That's the desire to just break the chain, to not be dependent on some big utility that you have absolutely no control over. And then there's personal resilience. And that's all about security. It's that peace of mind you get from knowing that if, say, a huge storm knocks out the main system, your family's still going to be okay. You'll still have water. And I want to be really clear about this. This is not some niche little trend happening in one corner of the world. No way. This is a global movement. We're seeing it from North America to Australia and all over the place. People are seriously reassessing how much they rely on these big centralized systems. And it almost always starts with water. Why? Because absolutely nothing is more fundamental to our survival. So where does all this leave us? What's the takeaway? Well, this whole movement, it's forcing us to completely redefine our relationship not just with water, but with all of our essential resources. And it's making us ask some pretty big questions about what our future is really going to look like. Okay, so let's just do a real quick recap of the story we've just walked through. Number one, our shared water systems are under serious strain from age and climate change. Number two, that strain is making the cost of water go way up. And number three, because of that, people are looking for independence, not just for economic reasons, but for a sense of freedom and security too. And all of that leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about.
Are we heading towards a future where we all pitch in and invest in making our public systems stronger and more resilient for everybody? Or are we moving toward a future where security is something you find on your own through individual self-sufficiency? The path we end up choosing, well, it's going to shape not just how we get our water, but the very fabric of our communities.